Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I've got an unboxing of the Chilipad, which is a bedroom cooling system designed for your mattress. So if you're someone that gets hot on a regular basis and that could potentially affect your sleep, this is a great device that's going to allow you to set the temperature of what you would like your mattress to be so that you can be at a really good body temperature, cool your body down and actually have deep restful sleep. So studies have shown that having your body at the kind of optimum body temperature for you can really assist with getting deep restful sleep. So this is something that I'm really excited to try out, especially now it's going into the summer in the UK and it's starting to get warm at night and a bit humid. This is going to be a great device to try out and I'm really excited to get to use this. So all I've done is I've got this delivered from Chilipad in the US and I've just cut the box open so I can show you exactly what's inside the box. And like with all my reviews, I will use this for a few weeks and let you know at the end of this what it's like to use and the kind of pros and cons, etc. So I'm just going to open this up and you can see here it says welcome to the sleep of your dreams, which is pretty cool. Now I bought for me a half queen size, so this is just going to cover my side of the bed, as my wife likes it nice and warm on her side. So this is the actual Chilipad itself. So just looking through the bag, you see it's like a white material. And what this does is it effectively has a water reservoir, which I'll show you in a moment, which will fill this with cool liquid water. And it pumps it around. It's like a refrigeration unit, so it keeps it circulated. So it doesn't ever get warm, it stays at the temperature that you set it at. So that's the actual thing that will go on the mattress. Like I said, it just covers my side. And then this is the contraption that will actually cool the system down, or actually refrigerate the water. So I'm just going to pull this out and just get this around the right way around. So they call this the cube. Okay, and I'll just open that up. So this does all the good stuff. This is what will actually cool it down. So inside this shows you how to set up your Chilipad, optimise your sleep tonight. And I am someone that gets really warm at night, and even in the winter I get warm, so having something like this would be really helpful. So, pull this out. Now, this actually is fairly heavy. It's quite a hefty device, and it also does make a noise. So if you're someone that struggles with ambient noise, it kind of has a humming sensation from what I can gather on the internet, but obviously I'll let you know what that sounds like once I start using it. But pretty much the water will go in here. There's a little reservoir, distilled water, and then you can set whether you want this to heat or you want it to cool, and that's the power on button. Some vents here, and these are the tubes which will connect to this actual cushion unit itself. So there'll be some tubes running from this to this, and this will probably fit next to my bed. And then we've got the remote control, so you can obviously switch it on, cool, hot, and obviously the temperature gauge at the top. And this has got a US plug style to it because it's from America, so I'll have to just get an adapter to go onto that. And there is nothing else in the box. So I'll just quickly undo this. So in the manual you've got what's inside the box, okay, how it works. So as I say, the Chilipad allows adjustments to be made to your mattress surface. It cools or warms water to your set temperature and circulates it throughout the pad. So it goes from 55 or 13 degrees to 110 or 43 degrees. So again, very good variance there. So safety instructions, warnings, that kind of stuff. Tells you about the cubes, instructions, how you connect it up. All pretty straightforward. filling it up. So it does recommend to fill this actually with distilled water so you don't get bacteria building up inside this. Okay, switching it on. So there you go, can reduce the time it takes you to fall asleep by 98.98%. That's pretty amazing really. So I'm really excited to use this. And it's got some tips and tricks there, how to take care of it. And that's it. So yeah, so not a lot in the box. So I'm actually going to set this up, and once I've got it set up, I'll show you what the setup looks like, if it's easy to install, and then I'll get it running and I'll show you what that looks like as well. Catch you soon. Welcome back. So I've actually now been using this for about 5 days. So I've had it all set up and I've been using it, and I thought I'd give you my kind of review on this and also show you the setup. So this is actually my bed, and this is where the device actually sits. So normally this is pushed under the bed. I've got enough room to do that, and you can see that behind the back of it there is a pipe leading to the back of my bed, and what you'll see is that that goes up here, and then underneath the mattress cover is the actual Chilipad. Okay, so it's connected here, and I could have done it from the front, but I decided to just do it from the back. It was just easier to have the pipe running along the bottom, and I could tuck that pipe away if I wanted to, but you can see it kind of goes all the way along and it goes right up to where my pillows are. Okay, so that's how it looks when you got it on. Now, in regards to the feel of this, you don't feel it at all. Apart from if you run your hand on it, you can feel it, but once you're lying on it, you can't feel it at all. So initially you think, oh, well, am I going to feel these pipes that are kind of running through it? But you don't. So that's really, really good. And this stays nice and secure, and it hasn't moved since I've been using this. So what I did was I bought an American adapter to plug this in from Amazon. I'll leave a link for where I got this particular one from. Seems to do the job. Every now and again it crackles if this moves, so that isn't ideal obviously, but I just think it's the way the cable is, unfortunately, so there's not a lot I can do about that. So anyone's got any ideas about that, let me know in the comments. So I've got that plugged in. I've left the cable tie on some of the cable just to keep it nice and neat, and then this is obviously all plugged in. So what I did, I've opened this up, which is the chamber. I filled it with distilled water because I happen to have a water distiller, and it does recommend using distilled water, but obviously you can go and buy some distilled water from the shops, and you know, you don't want to be putting in any water that isn't distilled because you'll actually over time damage the machine and clog it up. So you've basically got two buttons on here. So this button here is these are all touch buttons, by the way, so if you touch it, it comes on and you can hear the fan kicks in. All right, so that fan whirls all night. So if you're someone that doesn't like any noise, be careful about buying something like this. Now I actually like white noise, so that's really good for me. I don't notice it because I wear earplugs anyway, but so all you do is you set the temperature, so you can have it on low, or you can press this button and obviously increase temperature in degrees or Celsius, depending on how you got it set up. And that's it, that's how it sets. Now I haven't actually used this remote control, it's got no batteries in it at the moment, but what I do is about half an hour to 15 minutes before I get into bed, I switch this on, set the temperature. I always generally have it on about 60, which is perfect for me, and I leave that running kind of all night, and then in the morning just lean over and press the button, switch it off. So I've been using this now for over a week, and actually at the moment in the UK it's very, very hot. It's probably some of the hottest days we've had all year, and I'm quite glad that, obviously doing this review, that I hadn't done this during the winter period or when it's been slightly cooler, because it's actually shown me a few problems with this device. So first of all, you can see that there's some vents on here, and the way that this machine works is that it works on the ambient air temperature. So in other words, if your air going into the system is quite hot and warm, you will find that the actual system doesn't work very well. So the past couple of days it's been very, very hot here, so the ambient air in my room is already very warm and humid, and as a result of that I couldn't get the machine to get to a very cool temperature. So I actually didn't feel that cool really during the night. I actually felt quite hot and warm, so the system was struggling to be able to actually get the blanket to the point where it was cool enough, or the temperature that I wanted it to be. Now that's a bit of a problem, because this system is obviously designed in the States, and in the States most people have air conditioning. It's kind of a much more common thing to have in America. So you'd have your air conditioning on, which would make the ambient air temperature cool, and then the air going into the Chilipad would be cool, and therefore the system would work really well. So I would say, if you're going to buy this, keep that in mind, that if you're in the peak summer in the UK, which, let's face it, is rare that it gets this hot, but you know, it can, you're going to find it doesn't work very well. And I'm slightly disappointed with that, because it was something that I didn't factor in when I purchased this, and obviously I had to pay for shipping, I had to pay for the import tax, and that then makes it quite an expensive investment. Now if you're in the States, go for it, because if you've got air conditioning and you haven't got to pay all those extra additional costs, I think it's a worthwhile investment. So that's my general take on this. I think it can be good, and in the winter I still tend to get quite warm anyway, so it will benefit me in the winter because the ambient air temperature will be cool, and then this will work really well. But at the moment it kind of sucks, because I bought this to keep me cool during the summer as well, and it isn't really doing that. So that's my advice. You could probably get a small air conditioning unit for your room, and that would then help with this. But again, you know, that's not something we commonly do in the UK. It tends to be quite expensive, and then you've got to look at how you get the air conditioning venting to go outside your window. Adds a lot of complications, but I just thought I'd let you know that. Any questions you've got, guys, on this, let me know, and I'll get back to you. Catch you soon.